Hello and welcome back to Phone a Friend News with the Ambassadors of Gaming. I'm one of your two hosts, Ambassador Chris,
And I'm Ambassador Michael.
and we have news about stuff related to gaming. One thing I do want to point out first, we apologize for taking a week off. It was actually Mike's idea, and I'll have him explain that to me now, or explain
Uh,
that to you. He already explained it to me.
I went through and I looked through Flipboard, which is a collection of news articles. I looked through Kotaku, I looked through IGN, I looked through Eurogamer, I looked through Polygon, and I only saw like two articles that were worthwhile talking about. And one of them was a rumor about Wii U production, and the other one was like a game got announced. I was like, well,
The Wii U production, that was the one where they're ceasing.
yeah, there was a rumor that they were ceasing production, and then Nintendo was like, no, we're not ceasing production. And then they're like, but the rumor says that you are. And they're like, no, we're not. So
That will happen soon. At
yeah,
least I assume it'll happen soon. They're so confident in keeping that March deadline for the
yeah,
release of the Nintendo Switch.
exactly.
Um, you should look
So
up Nintendo Switch memes.
they're
They're
pretty good.
hilarious.
I like
Anything,
the
anything with people using the word Switch in anything, and then just throw the Nintendo Switch little click logo thing over it, and it's hilarious.
Have you seen
I saw I,
the
I saw one person, it was a hillbilly. It was a hillbilly. He goes, you play a game where you put one finger in your mouth and you put the other one in your butt, and then when everyone's all ready, you switch them, and then it just shows Nintendo Switch. It's just like that's so disgusting.
that is pretty gross. Um,
Switch them, switch.
have you seen the mock-up collector's editions?
No.
Like people are like photoshopping it, making like custom the like Mario one and a Zelda one. They look pretty fucking cool. Like the mock-ups are pretty
Oh
cool.
no. Yeah. What if they start? What if they do the thing that they do with the 3DS? They have
Oh, they
so
will.
many different variations of the DS.
I might just hold out honestly and wait for a really cool one because that's what I did with my
Stop
Xbox,
listening. Don't
and
mind me.
it was totally worth it.
Microsoft console was talking to
So
me.
yeah, I might just wait it out and get one of the limited edition ones or whatever. So
I have
uh,
a I have a lot of limited edition stuff. In fact, if you've seen any my unboxing video, I have a Galaxy style new 3DS. And before I had that, I used this puppy, which is one of my favorites, NES Classic Edition 3DS XL.
mhm.
Got the red accents, even the red stylus.
Did you see the Black Friday ad for the new 3DS?
No.
They're selling them for $99.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like that's a
That's a good deal.
steal. I was like, damn, all right. I don't need one.
Remember when I remember when I bought my first 3DS because I hadn't owned a DS since the DS Lite,
Yeah,
and I assumed everything was like the price of smartphones and and like TV consoles, like the Microsoft console and PS4. So I go in there expecting it to be like $400 for some reason. I'm like, how much is it? They go, uh, for the XL, it's only 179 bucks. I'm like,
yeah.
really? They're
Handhelds
like,
are
yeah.
significantly cheaper. Um,
Okay, but we're gonna go ahead
moving on.
and yeah, moving on to stuff. I will go ahead, Michael.
Okay, so this turned up actually last week. We record these on a Tuesday. We put them up on a Wednesday. So um, last Tuesday this news came out from a Reddit poster, and then Kotaku picked it up. This guy was in Montreal and he was on the train and he happened to sit next to somebody who had their laptop open and they were working on a game, like on like a press thing for the game or like some like an email or something like that. You know what I mean? And the guy took a picture of it real quick, and it had the Tomb Raider logo up in the corner. And when you zoom in on it, it says Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Um, and it has the Eidos Montreal logo and stuff all on it. So that was pretty interesting. Kotaku does pretty good work when they dig into stuff. Um, and so, they reached out and they were like, yeah, our sources say the same thing, that that's going to be the title of the next game and that Eidos is working on it. Eidos Montreal just released Deus Ex, though, just so you know. So unless they, like, have a huge fucking team that split off, like, this probably is their next, like, thing they're working on. And it might be, the third game, because Square Enix wants to do 3 Tomb Raider games. Um, And if Crystal Dynamic is like, we don't want to do it anymore, which I don't think they can do,
Yeah.
because we were looking this up beforehand. I think they're owned by Square Enix, but I couldn't get clear information.
Oh, well, that sounded.
Yeah, that probably was awful. I'm sorry.
You should be. That hurt my ear.
So, but if Eidos is working on it, you might not see it for a while, depending, because Crystal did make the engine for it, so they just have to get the engine from them. But it could also be like an interstitial. You know what I mean? It could be an in-between game or whatever, or it could be DLC for a game. You don't know. So that was the big leak from last week. That didn't even show up until after I already decided to cancel last week, so I was like, fuck it. So that's interesting. I'm excited about it. I really like Tomb Raider. I think Tomb Raider is really good. The reboots are really good. I never played the original Tomb Raiders. So
I did not play the originals either. Okay, so next up, it is about Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. As you know, it was released last Friday, or if you know someone who plays it. Mike and I did not get it.
No.
Which is this is the first time there's ever been a Call of Duty game since World at War came out, or since Modern Warfare came out, the original, that I have not purchased it.
True. I've skipped on a few, but this one
it
just
is the first
didn't intrigue me.
time multiplayer games, like say Titanfall, Destiny, games like that. It is very hard for me to play by myself.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason I get something out of Destiny is because there's a lot you can do on your own in Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
But games like Titanfall and Call of Duty, Halo, I usually do not play by myself. Don't get any enjoyment out of them.
Mm-hmm.
Michael here, he played the beta for. I didn't say Advanced Warfare, did I?
No,
I'm saying
no.
Infinite Warfare.
Infinite Warfare.
I mixed it up. He got the beta for Infinite Warfare, and he played it, and he said he just didn't like it. And before I knew it, he told me he canceled his pre-order, and so I'm like, yeah, I might cancel mine too. I don't want to put it myself. It's not worth the money.
Like, it's not, I don't know. It just didn't intrigue me. It's got the Modern Warfare tendencies, but it's also got some, like, Titanfall tendencies to it, too. It has Advanced Warfare, like, Modern Warfare and Titanfall all in it, kind of, and it just doesn't mix well for me. It just feels fucking weird. Like, Titanfall just feels better to play. So,
Titanfall
is went with that.
Titanfall, it's so fluid. The motion is so great. But we're not talking about Titanfall right now. So basically, here's the scoop here. Okay, and this is what we have. So basically, the Windows 10 store released a version of Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Now, I say a version for a specific purpose. This game cannot be played outside of the Windows Store, and like the online attribute, correct?
Yeah,
do I have that right?
Well, it's because it uses UWP. It uses the same format the Xbox does, so it's formatted in a very specific way. And they can't cross-play with Steam for some fucking reason, even though they're both on PC.
They're both on PC, and you're probably going to find more people buying it on Steam than you will on the Windows Store. And it's got people pretty ticked off.
Yeah.
Understandably so. I mean,
why wouldn't it be? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's...
Yeah.
From what I understand, the Windows 10 store one can crossplay with the Xbox. But that's only because it's basically the same game. Like, same program and everything. With the exception of having the dials for resolution and frame rates and all that kind of shit. But, like, why can't it play with Steam? I assume it's because of the UWP, and Microsoft's, like, forcing that shit down people's throats, and the PC people don't really like that, so. But they only have to really deal with it if they want to play Microsoft exclusives. So.
Basically Halo, and let's face it, Halo is not what it used to be.
Halo, Gears, ReCore. That's pretty much it. Those are the only games I know of right now. Well, Halo's not on, not all of Halo is on the Windows Store, but Gears and ReCore are. Apparently it's not very good either. Like, the way they, like, are, like, set up is, like, all kind of funky and shit, so, I don't know. If you're a PC person, you'll probably use Steam, so don't worry about it. Just be careful where you buy shit.
If you are a Mac person like us, you probably play on console. Moving on. Uh, Michael.
Oh yeah. Okay, so Xbox had this leak before the E3 press conference that they were going to release an Xbox streaming stick, like a Chromecast or how PlayStation has the remote play.
Hmm.
And they never confirmed it. It was just kind of like a leaked thing that happened beforehand. And then they did the press conference. They talked about Scorpio, and then they never talked about it again. And then now,
Excuse me.
I forget where this information comes from, but they were told a source told somebody that it was canned. I don't have the article in front of me, so I can't quote it, which was stupid on my part. But basically, it was remote play or Steam Link, but for Xbox, and it ran a dumbed down version of Windows 10, and it was gonna be like $100. So
I have several theories as to why this was. I mean, the remote play itself probably wasn't all that good. It was probably the remote play, in my opinion, is probably very limited.
mm-hmm.
Probably didn't run very well. Also, if you know anything about Windows computers or the Surface line, I use a Surface Pro 4 for my first school. It's an awesome device. But the early devices, the Surface 1 and the Surface 2, used a type of Windows called Windows RT, which was it felt like Windows. It looked like Windows, except you could only use things from the Windows Store. And there were a lot of features cut out of it.
Tons of
It
money.
was called Windows RT, and no one liked it. It was awful. Finally, with the Surface 3, they started acting like the Surface Pro models and gave it full Windows. But I have a feeling that this is a something similar. I mean, most likely, it probably didn't even have all the features that even the Xbox does.
Yeah, no, it
The
from what
Xbox
I
itself
understand was
is running a dumbed down version of Windows. Anyway,
yeah.
stop listening.
You wouldn't have that problem if you changed it to Cortana. Just saying.
I have to say too many words with Cortana.
No, you don't. You say, "Hey Cortana,"
She's a lady of a lot of words.
instead of saying Xbox. It's one more word. Anyways, yeah, no, my assumption is it didn't work well. It was going to cost them too much money, and they weren't going to make enough profit for them to even justify it coming out. That's usually why things don't come out. They're like, fuck it. Apparently, they were supposed to make a Surface Mini, and that also got shit canned.
Surface Mini? They already
Yeah.
have a Surface Mini. There's the Surface and then the Surface Pro line.
Yeah, no, this
There's,
was supposed to be a small version of the Surface.
the Surface is the small version of the Surface. It's pretty
No, no,
small.
no, an even smaller version. Like, yeah, exactly. Like
Then
that.
why would you even buy the Surface 3?
That's why they canned it, I assume.
That's such a dumb idea.
So yeah, I don't know. It's fucking weird.
You know the iPad and the iPod Touch? You know the iPad Mini and the iPod Touch? Guess what? We are going to come out with a model in between there. We're going to call it the iTouch Pad. And you just see our
Please buy our products.
money. You just see people just tossing money at them. Does
Take
it have
my
a
child.
headphone jack? The jury's still out on that. We'll keep you updated.
No, but we sell a dongle for $39.99. Available at your local Apple store or
I
online.
have a question. Is it courageous?
Can it fit in an envelope?
Oh,
Yes, it can.
Jax Films, another YouTuber, did mock-up iPad, a mock-up iPad ad, or like a mock-up iPad reveal,
Good.
and it was absolutely hilarious. Can it fit in a vanilla envelope? Yes, it can, and everyone just starts clapping. He has so many. He does the Apple Watch one too.
They're so
You
good.
can buy all five. You can buy 5 of them and watch them dance.
Anyways, moving on.
We know you wanted a larger battery, so we added a fingerprint sensor. F you.
Alright, go ahead. Tell them about the preview program.
Okay, so Xbox Preview was essentially a way to demo upgrades to the system, to the system's OS. And that's basically been rebranded Xbox Insider. Now, the whole rebrand is basically an emphasis on making it easy. easier because there was a lot of red tape. You had to be invited into it by someone else who already was in it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that this whole point of rebranding is to open it up. You get more feedback from more people, and not just about how it works, but also like what they think of it. Like aside from, hey, this is buggy, like, hey, I don't use this function at all, or I didn't use this function. There's a lot of novelties. Like the three, for some reason, the reason that the first 3DS's release was delayed twice was because of the cameras. Trying to get the cameras to work for 3D pictures. If you
Nobody
own a
fucking
3DS,
uses that.
if you own a 3DS, do you use the camera?
No,
It's a novelty.
Does.
It's a novelty. It is quite literally just something to slap on the box. Like, hey, it's got a camera.
It would be fine if the games use it. It's like the Kinect at this point. You know what I mean? Like, it's there, but nobody fucking uses it.
I use the Kinect a lot. I used it for voice commands, though.
Yeah, but I mean for purposes of game design. You know what I mean?
So, but after branching out, I think this is a really good idea. Because what's the point in letting a select few preview it?
Yeah. The only thing with that is be careful with doing betas with the Xbox software. Anytime you participate in a beta of anything, it's probably going to be buggy as fuck. And I have heard a few people where their Xbox has bricked because of the betas for the system software, and that is just no good for you.
Is bricked a word?
Bricked.
In that sense?
Bricked. It means that your system is utterly and completely fucked.
Oh, I thought you said braked. I'm pretty sure braked is a word, but I don't think in that...
No.
I don't think that's conjugated properly.
Brick.
I use fancy words like conjugated because I'm in a Spanish class.
You want to know what upset me? I tried to look up the word converse earlier, and all I could find were pictures of fucking Converses. I was like, no, I want the definition of converse, so instead of typing converse into Google, I had to type in to converse.
Right.
Anyways, so yeah, good idea. Be careful with the system betas, though.
Look up the progress that other people are having with it before you do it. Because if they're just saying, Jay, don't upgrade, it's a bug, your system's gonna fry.
Yeah.
Then duck and cover.
And I don't know if they cover your system under warranty if it gets bricked like
Probably
that.
not.
I assume not, but just be careful just in case. So that's that.
And then we've got a little bit of Flash news.
We got One Piece. That's pretty much it. Bethesda has released mods for PS4 for Fallout 4. So if you're at Fallout 4 on PS4 and you want to play some mods, they're there. I have no interest in that. I don't even think I have Fallout anymore. I think I traded it in because I played it for like 20 hours and I was like, no, I'm good. I don't like this game. Not that it's bad. Right. It's just not my thing. Also, interesting thing. If you, for some fucking reason, Bethesda decided if you pre-order Dishonored, you get it a day before it's released. So what?
Dishonored 2.
Yeah.
I'm pumped for that.
So, that would be pretty cool. Except I gotta work Thursday and Friday, which means I'm not gonna be playing it much. So, but I will give my opinions next week. Probably early impressions. I'm probably not gonna be able to play it much. So, actually, I might have time Tuesday. We'll see. I'll let you know. Because reviews won't be up.
Right. Look at our last episode if you want to understand what he means by that. But that is all we have today in terms of our video. We have all of our donation information and other things of interest in the comments, or not in the comments, in the description below.
Exactly. Patreon, if you wish. Facebook,
Patreon,
if you wish. Twitter, if you wish.
We are also active on what's the Facebook group called, Michael? What is the Facebook?
The Facebook group we participate in is Fanboys of Gaming. It is a very sophisticated group, I would say, because it's not a lot of bullshit. We talk about games. We talk about issues.
It's gamers that aren't at
industry.
each other's throat.
Yeah, and then if you are at each other's throat, you're gone. Sorry, bye. And it's not
Right.
like, oh, you have a differing opinion. It's you're being a fucking dick. Like, oh,
Yeah.
fuck you, blah, 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 blah. This and that. So,
I'm never on Facebook. I never found it fun. I never found any of that stuff fun. But Mike is on it pretty often, so feel free. You want to have a conversation or chat with Michael? He's in there.
I'm also on Twitter.
Um,
He's on
he's
Twitter,
also.
but he don't fucking use it, so
Oh my gosh, Mike, you use it enough for the both of us.
I do. I've been using
You
Twitter since
use
like
it.
2010, son. I got like
No,
10.
no. When I say you use it enough, I'm saying like like how people talk to themselves like in
Yeah,
their heads. He
yeah.
doesn't do that. He just types it on Twitter.
It's just so much easier.
Yeah.
I have to keep myself entertained.
Um, but anyway, in comments or through talking to Mike on Fanboys, I don't think I've told you guys this, but I've got a Gamers Haven desk. Like this entire area, Mike has seen it, is decked out with games, art, toys, like a 10-year-old. If you would like a short video, basically just showing you my toys, don't anyone take that as anything other than what I'm actually meaning it to be. Um,
Can I tell you a quick story real quick?
but let us know in comments or in any way you want to.
I'm gonna leave this in because it was really funny. I went to the store earlier to replace my phone, and some old lady came up, and she was getting a replacement for her flip phone. And instead of just saying vibrate on the phone, she referred to the vibrating function as the vibrator. She's like, is the vibrator on? And I'm just looking at these associates, and they're trying their hardest not to just laugh at this old lady. And I'm trying not to laugh at this old lady. It was an innocent comment, but come on, man. That was too easy. Anyways, that's the
Okay.
insight my boring ass
Anyway,
life. Bye.
that's it. We try and do this at least once a week, so check up on the channel once a week. You might like what you find. I'm Ambassador Chris,
I'm Ambassador Michael.
and we'll see you in the next one, okay?
Bye.
Bye.
Bunch of other stuff that came out this week about Ubisoft and EA with their reviews, like their review copies.
Yeah.
Bethesda is not sending out games before the release date of reviews anymore. It's for reviews, so all the publications and stuff like that have to wait until release day to get the game, which means they can't put a review up before the game. So you're gonna buy the game before you can put out a review. So people
Which so they get more people play the game,
exactly more
just in
people to
case
buy
they
the
won't
game.
like it.
Exactly. So people don't like that. And Bethesda's reasoning for it was Doom, and we're all like, that just kind of worked out good for you. You know what I mean? Like Doom was fucking awesome, and for some reason you made us sweat bullets not giving out review copies, and we all thought it was gonna be shit, and then it turned out to be one of the best games of the year.
Yeah.
So I'm like, great, Doom get good, but like that's not justification for this. This doesn't
Yeah,
help
definitely.
anybody. It doesn't help us. It doesn't help the publications. If anything, now people are gonna be like, well, fuck it, I'm not gonna buy the game until the review comes out, and then they're gonna wait even longer for the game to come out.
Yep.
So, and then there was this thing I read. No, it was a video I watched from Jim Sterling. Apparently EA is doing this new thing where they're not blacklisting people. They're not saying you can't have codes, just generally, but they're like, we won't give you a code if we don't think you'll positively say something about our game. So basically, if you're going to give us a bad review, we're not going to give you a code, like, for it. And that's based off of, like, previous reviews, things like that. So, and for him, they have him classified as a wild card. So they won't refuse to give him a code for anything anymore.
I mean,
And I'm like, that's kind of shitty, but I get it. I mean, you
yeah,
want to keep a positive PR, but
but that's unrealistic. Like
exactly.
people one of the biggest reasons people watch particular channels for reviews and stuff, like say IGN. Like IGN does not spoon feed you cake and watermelon. Like
Yeah.
they give you the real deal. They tell you the things that are they tell you some of the things that were really good. They tell you some things that they thought weren't so good or stuff that can be worked on. Like,
And sometimes they goof, like too much water.
yeah.
It's still one of the funniest gaming jokes. Anyways, go ahead.
um like, and just having a game company say we're not giving you a review copy or we're not giving you a code to play this or that because we don't think you're going to say only positive things about it. Like
That's shitty.
yeah, that's not real world. That's not how it works.
Now, for example, in this, Jim Sterling also bought Battlefield, and he gave it a really good review because he really liked it. and that's an EA game. And he's like, I mean, you could have given me the code, but I just bought the game. And he's like, from now on, I'm just gonna buy the game. Fuck it, you know, because to him, it's a bit, that's his business. That's how he lives. So that's what he's gonna have to do. Granted, he makes decent enough money doing what he does, and gets enough support that it's worthwhile for him. But like, it's just ridiculous. Like, I don't ask for review codes. We could, but we're not big enough for it to matter. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? I could ask for them. I could email PR companies and things like that and be like, look, we do this, and this. And they could see that we do that. And maybe they decide not to due to our view count being, significantly lower than the people they want to get, out there. So, but I think it's just more authentic.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, I can tell you, I bought this game and I'm kind of pissed off I spent my money on it because it's not that good. Is it a good game? Yeah, it's all right. Is it worth the money I pay for it? No.
nope,
Like, No Man's Sky. I like No Man's Sky. Is it worth $60? Fuck no, it
no,
isn't. No, it's not.
no.
It's really not. If it had been $40, I would have been like, I still think it's a little high, but I think it's a decent enough game to justify $40. And then, sales would bring it down to 35, 30, and so on and so forth. But like, The Order 1886, one of the worst reviewed games in like the last 2 years. That game got brought down in the last flash sale. It was $6 or $7, and it was a
Hmm.
$60 game at launch. So, you know, it's
Mm.
all based on your perception of value. So,
Yep. But okay, we're gonna go ahead and move on from that. Um, and then here's something interesting. Okay, so a while back we talked about a patent design for a PS4 Pro controller. Well, news for you, it's not happening. Instead,
it's dead.
yeah, it is most likely dead. Instead, Sony announced that they had some third-party Pro controllers with an S, controllers, because there's two of them.
There are.
Two separate companies are designing Pro controllers.
And somehow they both managed to be fucking ugly.
Yeah,
At least in my
neither of
opinion.
them, neither of them are good looking.
The
But
one
they
from
both,
Razer looks
they
like an
both,
Xbox One.
but they both do look very similar to the Xbox One controller.
Especially the Razer one, with the way the arcs are, it looks like a Xbox One controller, and it has the Xbox used to have that little it was the little switches you could put on the controller for the
Yeah,
360, and then you could still plug like a microphone into it. For some reason, it has that. Like, it's like the exact same design of that. It's got the arches. It comes out like a rhombus. It looks exactly
yeah.
like that, and I'm like, I mean, you kind of just ripped off that design, but all right. I mean, they look all right. People that prefer Xbox One controllers are gonna buy them because that's what they do. As far as I understand, they're wired, which is not cool,
Nope.
and
It's
they're
cool.
not.
It's a cool option to have, but
It it's like they like why? Why is it wired? Like, maybe they just didn't want to put a battery pack in it. I don't know. Like, and the
maybe they're
cables,
just giving you a middle finger.
yeah,
Who
and
knows?
the cables are 3 meters long, which I guess is I don't know, because I live in America and we're stupid. We don't know standard or metric. We only know standard. So three
Right.
meters is decently long, but still, it's the point. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's fucking annoying. I don't want to have any more wires. Have you seen the wires for PSVR? It's fucking stupid.
Yes, I
I
have.
don't need any more.
I
Goddamn
consider my
wires.
wires. I consider my wires organized, and yet the three consoles and TV I have still create a mess behind my entertainment center.
It's fucking
Uh, all
ridiculous.
right, now we are going to move on to Flash News. Meow.
Yeah.
I
Uh,
actually have a
not
Jake
Shaker.
Eric Pop figure right here. He's Zoom though, so he's bad.
I'm going to start off with the sad news and then get you with the good news. Sad news first. Turtle Rock Studios, the guys that make Evolve, they announced, we talked about it earlier, they announced a free to play model, and then they were going to bring that from PC to console. They decided to not do that. They have decided that they are not going to do anything with Evolve anymore. They're just done with Evolve. They're just
Which is sad.
not supporting it anymore, which is sad because Evolve is a really fucking cool game, but doesn't work right in the way it's intended to in terms of multiplayer. It's not Call of Duty. It's not Battlefield. You can't just jump on with a bunch of random people and go play it.
Yeah.
It's very much like the raids in Destiny. You have to have an organized
You have to have a
group.
team. You have to know what
Yeah,
you're doing, and you have to depend on things working right. Have you ever tried to do a raid when the Destiny servers are messed up? It's a madhouse. It
exactly.
is an absolute madhouse.
Or you're doing it with a bunch of randoms, and you can't collectively come to this. When the raids first come out and there's not one strategy to go with, it's just a pain in the ass. And that's how Evolve is. It's really good, but it just wasn't designed well. So I'm sorry to hear that. That sucks. But maybe if they had just done a campaign, you know what I mean, with multiplayer aspects,
Yeah.
it would have been all right. But so I'm gonna move on to the good news now. Two good pieces of good news. First one, actually, I'm gonna swap these real quick. Red Dead Redemption 2 got announced after the little teasers Rockstar gave us. It's coming
I
out.
had no idea.
It's coming out in fall 2017. So I did hear a good joke the other day because when they that announced, they're like, and all the publishers went, "Fuck these 2 months, we're not releasing shit." So
Everyone will be distracted with Red Dead.
everyone will fear Red Dead. Um, and so they didn't really put anything out other than the in-game engine footage, which looks okay. Rockstar's like kind of like Bethesda, where their graphics aren't always super fucking good. You know what I mean? But their games are fun to play, and they
Yeah.
have good storylines usually. So we usually let them slide for that. Bethesda on Fallout 4 did not get a pass, especially because Witcher came out in the same year and just shit all over Fallout in terms of graphics. So, um,
Yeah.
I'm excited. A lot of people are excited. It looks good. Funny story, their shares went up like $3. I think we talked about that last week. Yeah, their shares went up like $3 a share after
Hmm.
they leaked all that or they teased it. So, congrats to them. It was kind of weird because it got announced an hour after the Switch.
Did it really?
Yeah, the Switch video came out, and then afterwards, well, that morning was fucking crazy. Let me tell you. I got to work, and they're like, the trailer for Logan is out. And I'm like, okay, I'm down with this. I need to see this. Logan is the third Wolverine movie, if you care. I really like Wolverine. I really like Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. So I was like, I'm going to watch this. I was like, this looks pretty awesome. I'm excited. And then after that, the Switch came out, and I was like, oh my lord, this is a good day. And then after that, Red Dead Redemption 2 came, and I was like, I don't know if I can handle this anymore. This is too much great things in one day. This is a
Well,
really
that's
good.
pretty good.
The best thing about it is I saw most people know Shinobi on
Mm.
Twitter, and he just tweeted out, "Not bad, Random Thursday, not bad." So, but to end here, we have some exciting news from Phil Spencer. He tweeted out today that he was doing a day-long review of the team working on Scorpio, and he says that they're making amazing progress and they're feeling good about schedule, about making it to fall 2017. So that's cool.
We'll see.
I still want to know what the fuck it is. They better
Yeah.
not make it like fucked up like the 4. I think they're gonna look at the PS4 Pro and go, "That's not how we do it. That is the exact opposite of the way we do this." Because PS4 Pro announcement, boring as shit.
PS4 Bro.
PS4 Pro. If they would have called it the PS4
Bro.
Bro and been like, oh, they got the dude from Broforce and be like, bro, you need to buy this shit. I would have
No
been like,
regrets.
I'm down.
Rest in peace, bro.
I love that game.
That
It's
game is
fucking
so
hilarious.
fun.
So, but that is
We need to play that again
all the
sometime soon.
big
We need to get
news this
Justin
week.
online to play that.
That game is pretty fun.
That game is so fun. It's so bad it's good.
It really is. Like it's so fucking stupid, but it's so great.
Ukraine, more like our crane. Claim it in the name of freedom.
The game's awesome. I think those guys made another game recently, or they're putting out a new game coming out soon. So, if you liked Broforce, look into them.
Bro Force.
Also, Titanfall 2 comes out this week. Probably talk about Titanfall 2 on next week's thing.
Yep.
So
We're gonna play it.
it's getting
We
good
gotta play it.
reviews. Oh yeah. Well, it's getting good reviews too. So we'll see.
But anyway, that's gonna be it for us. Try and check us out at least once a week. Try and do this at least that many times. Usually happens midweek, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, one of those days. All of our Patreon and donation information is in the description.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Ambassador Chris.
I'm Ambassador Michael.
I'll see you next time, okay?
Goodbye.
Bye.